always been a fan of the Rambo First Blood survival knife. I knew this had to be my next project. I found a couple of reference pictures and printed some out in the scale that I would need to use to create my Rambo First Blood knife. I found a jumbo craft stick. I thought I'd start with that. I cut that out and glued it to a craft stick. I used my X-Acto knife to carve it out of the craft stick. Things were going well, and it was looking good. But then creating the teeth, I ran into a problem. I'm gonna have to switch to metal. I found this piece of metal. This one is way too thick. I already started on it, but I decided to use this one, although it's not even gonna have a full tang, but that's okay, I can fix that. I went through at least 2 cut-off wheels on my Dremel to make this, and decided to toss that too and start over again. I found this jigsaw blade, and I thought it would work perfectly to create the Rambo knife, because it already has a sawback. It might be a little thin than the original Rambo knife, but I'm okay with that. I think it's going to turn out great. I think this one's going to look good. So I'm going to start by grinding down the profile of the knife with my Dremel using a grinding wheel. This grinding wheel seemed to work out really good, and I also found it easier to hold it against my body to give me more leverage to shape this, and it's turning out good. I really like how it's turning out. It's got that shape, not exact shape of the Rambo First Blood knife, but it'll do. I locked it in my vise and cut in the tang, so this one will have a full tang. I use my Dremel to grind in the bevels, kind of like this one. The Rambo knife already has this black paint to it, so it's going to look pretty good once I grind in the bevels. I was looking around for a silver piece that I'd use as a handguard. Well, I ended up finding this brass piece, and this will do. I just have to drill a couple holes in it, and then grind it with my Dremel to get the piece to slot into over the tang. Since I did that, I decided I'd just take some artistic liberties and create a wooden handle with that palm swell. I colored that black with a black Sharpie. I found some black thread, and I plan to use this to cover the handle to give it kind of a grip. I think it's going to turn out nice. I had to super glue this into place and then wrap the handle, and then cover it with super glue again. Not quite the copy of the Rambo First Blood knife, but it's close enough. It's still a survival knife. I think it looks great. I'm really looking forward to trying some of these other knives. Maybe not the Rambo First Blood 2 knife, but the 3 and 4. I think that'd be cool. I decided not to go with the leather sheath for this, so I'm going to make one out of wood using popsicle sticks. I've done this a dozen times, so I'm pretty good at it. After tracing the shape onto a couple popsicle sticks, I cut those out. I use coffee stir sticks to create the sides, so it's pretty much just like creating a box that the knife will slide into. After a lot of sanding, it's going to turn out nice. At least I think so. I found this pouch set in some of my scraps. I'll super glue that onto the sheath. I think it'll look pretty cool as a place to hold sharpening stones and whatnot. I used a black Sharpie and colored the sheath black. Then I'll super glue on the pouch set. That way there's no weird lines. Now that the pouch set is glued on, the super glue did leave some residue behind, but that could be easily covered up with a Sharpie marker. I have a bunch of this old web gear stuff I think I'm going to use to create a belt attachment and a leg strap. I think that'll look cool. After separating a few of those from the old holsters, I came up with this setup. The leg strap will be down there, and the belt strap will be this piece, so I could actually unfasten from the belt. I used some super glue to glue that into place, and that turned out pretty good. Even this little buckle, so I could adjust the length of the belt attachment. I decided to give this knife to my veteran adventurer, Edison. I think it'd go good with his loadout. It looks good with his other web gear, attaching this below his hip and strapping to his leg. It can be easily deployed. This style of G.I. Joe has spring-loaded gung-ho grip hands. I can't remember exactly what set he came with, but I always thought it was pretty cool. The scabbard turned out really nice. I like it. I covered up that area where the super glue made it white near the pouch. And it goes really well with the rest of his gear. You'll see some of the scuff marks that were made when I was grinding. I think it gives it that used look, and not something that just came out of a store. Kind of the weathered look I'm going for. That brass handguard turned out pretty good too. And wrapping the handle with a black string, give it more of a grip. I think that turned out really good. I'm really pleased with this knife. I thought it turned out nice. Closer look at the sheath. I think it turned out good. And it detaches there at that buckle, just in case I want to take it off. And it being sharpened, it could actually sharpen sticks. No, not really. I carved that with my X-Acto knife. I thought it was fine. Can't forget the saw. It actually cuts. And yeah, it actually does. Overall, I think it turned out to a nice survival knife inspired by the Rambo movies. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. It really helps my channel out, and I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to collect, inspire, and create. I'll see you in the next video.